Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. We are going to, let me just set up my camera there. We're going to start on our backs today. So just take your time. Getting down on your back. Put down something if you like. Just grab something to help you stretch if you like. Or water. And then just coming down to supine position. Let's go down there and get comfortable. Start to take your awareness. Just take your awareness to your breathing. And take a big breath. Fill up the belly, fill up the lungs, release, just melt down into that. And just take your awareness inward. And those eyes gently closed. Now start to fill up that belly, push that belly button up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull the belly button in. And just follow that wave of breath from your tailbone all the way to the top of your head. Exhale, lungs and the belly, filling up the belly. Open up those ribs, expand the rib cage, expand the tummy, expand the lungs, exhale from the lungs, and down. Just start to follow that breath. Just let that bring you into the present moment. And let it allow you to feel a sense of calm. On the exhalation, just letting everything go. Continue to follow the breath. Your awareness on the breath. Just continuing to fill up the belly, fill up the chest. Exit from the chest down to the belly. Pull that navel in. Then start that next cycle of breath. And your body should start to feel more relaxed and calm. Let's take a few more moments here, a few more breaths. Still filling up the belly. Expanding the rib cage. Expanding the lungs. And on the next inhalation, gently open our eyes and blink a few times. And just walk those feet up towards the chest. So pull those knees in towards the chest. We're just gonna rock from side to side a few times. Hug the knees. And then take your hands to the top of the knees. We'll take a few circles. Just take your awareness to your low back. Let that soften down into the mat. In opposite direction. And pull those knees up to the chest. Let those knees drop away from the body. Let those knees fall apart or soften through the hip flexors. And then pull those knees up to the chest. Once again, using those arms like oars. Let those knees just fall away, fall apart, and come towards the chest. And pull those knees into the chest. And take those arms out to a T, and then gently let those just fall to the side of the body. Just release into that twist. And go ahead, pull those knees back up to the chest. Just rock back and forth a couple times. Take those arms back down. Let those knees fall to the other side. Gently release into this twist. Reconnect with your breath. Make sure you're breathing into your belly. Pull those knees into the chest. I'm going to drop those feet down to the mat. Feet are width apart. We're going to press into the feet. Pull that left heel just maybe a little closer to the body. We're going to inhale that right leg up. Keep that bent. I'm just going to press to that right heel. Grab the back of that right hamstring, or maybe take a towel or blanket, just wrap that around if you can't reach. We're going to press up a little further. Leg doesn't have to straighten all the way. Opening up that sole, the bottom of the foot to the ceiling. Pressing down through all four corners of that left foot. And release. I'm going to bring that right ankle on top of that left knee. Press that right knee away from the body. Take a figure four here on the floor. Keeping that lower back kind of tailbone tucked. Keeping contact with the lower back with the mat. Flex that right foot. Press that right knee away from the body. And release that foot down. And let that right leg just fall out for Baddha Konasana, or take that left leg long. You can take that tree on the mat, maybe reach those arms up above the head. Nice long stretch. Breathe into the belly, nice long, deep breaths. Soften through your face. Let your tongue be loose in your mouth. And if your left leg is bent in that Baddha Konasana, you're going to lengthen that left leg. Then going to lengthen, bring that right knee up, lengthen that right knee. Move those heels towards the left side of the mat, maybe cross the heels. And move those shoulders over and those arms. Take that Bananasana or the crescent shape on the floor. We're opening to the right side of our body. You're gonna grab that right wrist, pull that over, or just reach with both hands. Just with that feeling of length and opening on the right side of the body. Opening through the joints, the ribs, all the way down to the heel. And just come back to center. We're gonna bend both of those knees. Press down through that right foot. Help maintain that contact with the right foot in the mat. We're gonna inhale up that left leg. Open up that bottom of the left foot to the ceiling. Grab the back of the left hamstring or wrap something around your leg. And we're pressing up, lengthening to the back of that left hamstring. Pressing up through that left heel. Her lower ribcage should feel heavy. Lower back is maintaining contact with the mat. Maybe just straighten out that leg just a little bit. You don't have to straighten all the way. You can maintain a little bit of a bend in that knee. And release. We'll bring that ankle to that knee, keeping that foot flexed. Press that left knee away. Tuck the tailbone. Breathe into that left hip. Breathe into those tight areas. Release on the exhalation. So pressing down into the mat with our low back, pulling that navel into the spine. And then returning to the breath. And release. Bring that left foot to meet that right foot and let that left knee just fall out to the side and stay here, or lengthen through that right leg. You can reach up above the head, take that tree on the ground, on the mat. Breathe deep into the belly, release. And lengthen that left leg, lengthen the right leg if it's not. We'll move those ankles over to the right side of the mat. Cross that ankle over if that feels good. Bring those shoulders over, bring those arms. Get that nice long banana shape. Open through that left side of the body. Shoulder, ribs, hip. Creating space along that left side of the body. And length. Even deep breaths. And release. Scoot your shoulders back. Legs back to center. Bend those knees. And bring those arms to the side. And then we're going to press those hips up to the ceiling. Pressing down through the arms, palms of the feet. Engage those glutes, hamstrings. With every inhalation, those hip points just go closer to the ceiling. And release down, and we'll just winter wash those knees from side to side. And just shake out, release that low back. As fast or slow as you like. Just a few more times here. Find one spot that feels good. You're going to stay there. And pull those knees up to this chest. And inhale. Exhale, bring that nose up to his knees. Engage your core. Exhale, release. We'll cross those ankles, grab the back of the hamstrings, and roll a few times, just rolling out the back. And inhale up. Come to a seated position. Once again, just take your time, grounding the sit bones down, feeling that connection to the mat or to the earth. Letting that connection make you feel really present, stable. And those hands to the knees. Inhale, lengthen up to the crown of our head. And exhale, bring that chin down to that chest, lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale up. Exhale, bring that right ear down to that right shoulder. Always reach those left fingers out for a little deeper stretch, or just be really gentle. That's where you're at today. Maybe adding that hand. And release. We're gonna inhale up. Exhale, chin comes to the chest. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, take that left ear down to the left shoulder. And just staying here or reaching with those fingertips, adding that hand to just guide that shoulder down. And release, inhale up. And bring that chin down. I'm just gonna roll from side to side, really gentle, be careful with the neck. But if this feels good, kind of ear to shoulder. And inhale up. Bring those hands out in front of us and just walk those forward. Kind of rock from those hips, let those kind of sink down into the mat again. Taking that nose down to the mat, to the floor, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathing into those hips, let those sink down, melt down into the mat. Walk those hands over to the right. Lengthen through that left hip, soften. You're still rooting down through those sit bones. Maintaining that contact to the mat. Back to center. And other side. Back to center. We'll just walk those hands up and we're going to lengthen that right leg and bring that left foot into center. And then we're just going to come forward here. Active through the legs, pressing through that right heel. Maybe coming down a little further. Just finding where you're at. Walk those hands back up. Bring that left hand over. We're just gonna reach and open up that right side of the body. Maybe just spin open that heart up to the ceiling. And just coming around, just coming down to that forward fold, and then walking over to the leg. Bring that torso kind of over the leg, and then pulling that nose towards the shin, pressing down to the bottom of the knee. And notice what your breath is doing. Release any tension in your face. And just walk those hands back up. We'll switch legs. I'm gonna bring that right hand back and then just reach over, open up through that left side. Nice long stretch here. We're still active in those legs. Maybe open that heart a little bit to the ceiling if that feels good. And just travel down, come to center. I'll stay here. Bring the nose down towards the floor. And then walk those hands over. Grab the shin, walk those hands down towards the ankle. And release, gently come up. We'll straighten that right leg. Push those hips forward if you want to be deeper stretch. You can keep those knees bent a little bit if you need to. Bring those hands out in front of you and just walk those forward. And pressing through those heels, sucking up those kneecaps. Breathe. And release, gently walk back up, bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, take a nice tall breath. And then come forward, take that nose down to the floor, pressing those knees away from the body. And give your feet a massage here. Inhale, come up, we'll just cross the legs. We're gonna inhale the arms up, interlock those fingers, reach up towards the ceiling. Just feel that stretch the back of your shoulders in the front. And we'll release and we'll just take a twist here. Right hand behind you, left hand to that right knee. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, take that gaze towards the back of the room. Inhale through the top of the head, lift. Exhale, just twisting a little deeper. On the inhalation, you're creating space in between those vertebrae. On the exhalation, just take that nose a little bit closer to the back of the room. And gently release, slowly unwind. Inhale, up, reach. Interlock those fingers, press one more time. Pulling that navel in strong through the core. And exhale, just take a twist in the other direction. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Gaze to the back of the room. Inhale, imaginary string pulling up through the middle of your head. Exhale. Pull that navel and maybe deepen that twist just a millimeter. And release. We'll gently unwind. From here, uncross the legs. We'll come to a tabletop position. Making sure those knees are under those hips, pressing down through the tops of those feet, spread out those hands, wrists underneath the shoulders, nice long spine. We're just gonna push those hips out to the sides, release any tension in the hips. Maybe just a few circles, both ways to release tension in the hips and then stretch out those wrists. Back to neutral position. We're going to inhale, push that belly down, open up that chest, the heart. Your cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, push the middle of the back up to the ceiling. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale, the cat. Inhale, the cow. Push the belly down. And just with your own breath. Just take a few more rounds of that cat and cow. Just warming up that spine. Pulling that belly in and then pushing that belly down. And come back to a neutral position. We're going to press back through those right heel. Tuck those right toes, back and forth, soften through that calf muscle. And then we're going to take our awareness to that hamstring. Try to keep this left hip over this left knee and then lift up. Lifting up through that belly and then adding that left arm. It's really good for strengthening your core, your back, so that breath carry you to that pose. And release. Inhale, just one random cat and cow. Exhale the cat. Inhale, neutral position, and then exhale, press through those left toes, that left heel, soften through that calf muscle. And then inhale, lifting up through that hamstring, make sure those hips are level, hips are level. And that right arm, if you like. And then just follow the breath for a few rounds. And release down, knees wide, hips on the heels, and then we'll just reach forward and release down into an extended child's pose. It feels good. You can even rock that forehead kind of side to side. Remember, like a rolling roll. Just let everything go. Everything releases into the mat. And we'll gently come up. From here, we're just going to reach, just bring that right arm right underneath that left arm, reach forward. Let that right shoulder melt down into the mat. Breathe into the belly. Let that right shoulder release. And soften your gaze just to a few inches past your nose. And bend that left arm. We're going to press up, reach forward with that right arm, and then slide that left arm underneath. Release that left shoulder into the mat. And that right arm, we're going to press up. And then from here, we're going to tuck those toes. Spread out those fingers, send those hips back, downward facing dog. Alternate those heels on the mat. Softening through the backs of the legs. And those ears up by those biceps, spread out the fingers. And walk those hands up, feet up to the hands. Feet hip width apart. Now those knees bent a little bit, and we'll grab opposite elbows and just let that top part of the body pull you into that stretch. We're pressing down through all four corners of the feet. So loosen that neck. Just shake your head no, nod your head yes. Let those hands just fall down to the mat. We'll take a forward fold here. And then just grab opposite elbows, just the opposite from what we were just doing, for more ragdoll position. Skin just loosening, releasing, pressing strong through those legs. Drop those hands, come gaze forward, slide those hands up the shins. And then from here, we're going to just bring those hands to heart center, and we're going to step back that left foot, hands to the hips. And then from here, we're going to take a crescent pose. So you can have those feet at least hip width apart. They don't have to be right in line with each other. So with that front leg bent, it doesn't have to be all the way in a 90-degree angle. Over here, you have this back heel is off the mat. You keep your hands on your hips. Strong through the legs. You can even reach those arms up, pull those shoulders down. So a few breaths here. And go ahead and release down. Come to a low lunge. We're lifting up through that back hamstring still. And then we'll go ahead and drop that back knee. Inhale up, bring those hands to that knee. Let those hips fall forward. And release those hands. We'll pull back into a half split. Inhale, lengthen. We'll hinge at the hips. Flex that right foot. Nose comes towards the shin, towards the mat. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And release, push those hips forward. Bring those hands to the inside of the foot, heel toe that to the edge. Take a few breaths in the lizard. Soften through that hip flexor. And release, heel to that foot back to center. I'm going to tuck those back toes. Bring that left foot to meet that right foot. And then let's go right into our crescent on the other side. So from here, you can see if your feet are hip width apart, strong, and then from that foundation, grow up, come here or here. We're building strength in the legs, engaging that core, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Return to the breath. Watch the breath. And then release down. We'll lift through that back hamstring. And then bring that knee down. Inhale up, bring those hands to that left knee. So make sure that foot is underneath the knee, or it can come forward. Scooch that out for a deeper stretch. And release down, pull those hips back. Lengthen through that left leg, flex that left foot. Then we'll come forward. Pulling those toes, the heart towards the toes. Toes come back towards the heart. And release. Hips forward. Left hand inside the left foot, heel toe that out. And we'll soften. Breathe into the hip flexor, soften on the exhalation. And release, come back up, knees together. Well, comes to a seated position. Seated position. You want to put something down to the head. We come to a sage pose. So have those legs out in front of you. We're going to bend that right foot just about a couple inches between the foot and the leg. Bring that right hand behind you. We're going to inhale up that left hand to arm. Bring that elbow to the outside of the right knee and then take that gaze to the back of the room. We're inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Pull that navel towards that spine. Inhale, lengthen. So you can twist a little deeper, giving all our internal organs a massage. And release. Go slowly unwind. Switch legs. Bring that left hand behind us. Inhale up the arm and then bring that elbow to the outside of the knee. Gaze towards the back of the room. Inhaling through the crown of the head. Exhale, deeper twist, pull that navel in. And release, gently unwind slowly. We're going to find our sit bones. Come to a boat pose, engage our core. So we're here. One of those is a really strong core. You can go ahead and straighten those legs. Any one of these positions does work, and then we'll just take our awareness to the breath. The breath carrying. And release. Bring those feet forward, and then we'll just slowly roll back, reach forward, engage our core on the way down, just inch by inch. And release. Pull those knees into the chest. We'll just rock a little bit. Grab the outsides of those feet, come into a happy baby. Once again, you can rock here. And release. Hug those knees in one more time. And then send those legs long. I'm getting comfortable for Shavasana, so just whatever you need. If you want to put a blanket over your body, if your air conditioning happens to be on kind of low and it's a little bit chilly to lay there kind of still for several minutes, you can just cover your body or put on socks or something. Rearrange your shoulders so they can sink down into the mat. Sometimes it's nice to put something under your head just so you feel like you're getting that length in the back of your neck. And open up those palms to the ceiling. Let those feet fall to the sides. Big inhalation, exhale. Close the eyes, let your body sink into the mat. Start to follow that breath. Not forced, just observing it as it enters and exits your body. And just start to soften the muscles in your face. Muscle around your eyes, release. Cheeks soften, your tongue is loose in your mouth. The jaw release. Your whole face just softens. And let those shoulders just melt down into the mat. Those biceps and triceps soften and release. The forearms, the hands, the fingers all melts down into the mat. Let that relaxation travel down the back. Let that low back and the hips just melts and widen. The quads feel heavy, the hamstrings spread and soften. Backs of the knees soften. Those calf muscles just widen, spread, and release. All the muscles in your feet just relax and release all the way to the toes. And just allow your whole body just melt down into the mat. Completely surrender to the pose. Continue to follow the breath. Breathe in relaxation every inhalation. And just releasing a little bit more with every exhalation. And slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rock your head from side to side. Go ahead and bend your knees. We'll roll over onto the right side of our body. And stay here for a moment. And slowly pressing yourself up to seated position. And bring your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I hope to see you in